Hey everybody, it's Patrice.
Right.
It's Patrice and Erin, and we are super excited to be in Glasgow. And we are going to be talking about client events and how and why you might want to build your business this way. So thank you for joining us. I'm going to click through the screen and hopefully everyone will be patient. I think everybody knows Erin and me. We're definitely, this is our way of contributing, of giving back, and of building our business, right? So we talked last week about agent-to-agent referrals. And so this is our way of getting in front of people that we love and care about. And today we are going to talk about our next class, which is client events. How can we put ourselves out there so that our clients get to see who we are, right? So first, why is this even a good option? Well, I think it's a great option because number one, we talk about over and over again is how many pillars do we want in our business, Erin?
5. Well, no more than 5.
No more than 5. So when we take bold, and Keller Williams is all about statistics, what we've learned is that most people get their business that focus on just a few different ways. So a lot of that is referrals, being in touch with people. And for us, this is a great way for you to be in touch with your clients in a really, really natural way. So why is this a good option? Because it's a unique way to share who you really are. It's a great way to build trust, to build the relationship, and to kind of give back. And our KW way is all about coming from contribution, right? So what a better way than to actually be face-to-face with your clients instead of only calling and talking to them when you need something, right? Because that's kind of creepy. The other thing, you guys, is that we talk about, and we believe if we're members of KW, that we want to build an MREA business, we have to touch our clients 36 times a year over a 2-year period, right? That's a lot of touches. If you call somebody every other week and say, hey, do you want to buy a house? Do you want to buy a house yet? Do you want to buy a house yet? Obviously that's annoying. So this is a brilliant way instead to have a reason to talk with someone. So it's just a great reason to connect and again, to give back. So anything that I missed on that, Erin, about why you should consider agent-to-agent, client events?
No, I think it really is just stressing that, this does not take away from getting on the phones. That is actually also incorporating getting on the phones, but it can be intimidating. So this is, if you're like me and you like events, it's just a great way for you to enjoy that life by design, right? And your business while you're living the life that you want to.
Absolutely. And I remember when I first came to KW, I was very fortunate that I got a lot of referrals before. And then all of a sudden I started focusing on building a team. And I was so interested in chasing business, going after people, making the phone calls, doing the expired, the door knocking on all of those. These are great sources of business. But for me, I thought about why did people want to do business with me? And when I first started, it was that I asked my first few clients and they literally said, because I knew I would have a great experience, or I thought it would be fun, right? We're spending $1 million. This better be a good experience for our clients. And so when I thought about that, I'm like, I want to do a lead generation source that is fun for me, that I'm actually looking forward to. So yes, you do have to make those phone calls. And yes, this also can be a much easier and more simple and fun way to do it. So, and you guys, before COVID, this was everything that we did. I literally was hosting dozens of events every year. And we're going to talk about some of those different ways. And it's just about building that business so that instead of chasing clients, they literally are coming to you. It can be that simple. So we're going to talk about that. So how can we connect with our sphere and our community? So we'll talk more about specifics, but again, you can do community events. You could do giveaways, a learning series where you're actually teaching them how to be clients for you. What a great way, right? You're like teaching them to be your best clients. You could be a sponsor of your restaurants or any partners in your events. You could do a contest. Client appreciation parties are huge. You absolutely should do those. Photo shoots for holidays, shredding events, many more. There's just so much you can do. So we're very excited to share that. And then lastly, we're going to talk about what kind of things do you need to consider if you want to make this a pillar of your business, right? So theme and details, who's your audience? What are your goals? Because again, we are MREA agents, right? We want to know what is the best way. We're not just here to throw parties, which I love throwing parties. They're awesome, right? But this class is all about how can I turn this into holding it accountable to grow a really, really big business. And you guys, it's not just us. There are dozens and dozens of agents in Keller Williams that are really doing very, very well, making a very big sustainable business by doing this. So any questions before we go on to the next section? On our next one,
I think
and
we're
feel
good.
free to chime on in, is again, it's all about, this is a great way to come from contribution and to show who you are. And what kind of events you could do, we talked about that, but again, you want to know who your audience is. And I just kind of have some pictures up there because I think the one thing you'll see is that where everybody's having fun. They're all having a really great experience. And how do people choose their clients? Well, everybody wants to do business with people that they like. So this is a great way for you to get to show them who you are as a person, and hopefully they'll like you, right? And again, the sky is the limit. We're not going to talk about every kind of a different way, but it's a great way to show who you are. Okay, next. So what kind of events can you do? So first of all, I would love to hear, is there anyone that has seen other agents? It could be you with KW, anywhere else that's already doing this where you are. Has anyone seen any successful events that have ideas, first of all?
I actually have, Patrice.
Go ahead and share.
So there's an agent in Westside that does an annual garage sale and sends out flyers every year and picks a date. And then you contact her if you want to be on the garage sale kind of, I guess, carpool map. And so I find that to be kind of big in our area.
Yeah, I love that. That's such a great event. And again, I don't know, you guys that are out there, I don't know how many garage sales are happening out there. They're very popular. I actually love garage sales. I love going through other people's garbage. I know it sounds crazy, but I will wake up early on a Saturday just to do it because it's super fun for me to see kind of what was special and feeling like I'm getting a really good bargain. But this is such a great way for those of you who have a specific farm or a specific neighborhood that you're targeting and that you want to be the specialist. This is such a great way because you want them to see you as face-to-face. You want to come from contribution. And this is a fantastic way to truly be in relationship. And as you heard, she sends out flyers. She's helping them so that they have a more successful event. And nothing more is she's getting their contact information, you guys. They're actually reaching out to her and so that she's out there. And I've heard from people that literally said, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't think I was supposed to hire you. I forgot that there's a neighborhood agent that I'm supposed to be working with. I literally have had people that said that to me. And the reason that they do believe that there's the specific agent for each neighborhood is when you're working in that community in this kind of a way. Do you guys have garage sales there? Is that something that happens?
No, not really.
Not really. So does it not happen for realtors or just people don't sell their garbage to strangers?
Car boot sales,
Treasures.
Boot sales would be the closest we would have to it, yeah.
So, yeah, people sort of do out the boot of the trunk of their cars, if you like. So yeah, that's the way that people get rid of their rubbish in Scotland.
There's no reason
why
there's no reason why you can't do a sale. It's not, it's just not something that we do.
Well, and again, you guys,
I love
part
that
of it
mindset.
is I think one of the things that we're always setting ourselves up for, number one, is we want to be an expert of choice. We want to be people that are giving back, and we want to be people that are kind of innovative, you guys. So again, don't feel like you have to, but it's a really neat way if you want to own a neighborhood for people to really want to speak with you. So again, for those of you that are thinking about getting into farming and getting specific with the neighborhood, it's a really unique way. We haven't done it yet, but I know the agents that do it are very, very, very successful in their neighborhoods. And not to mention, it's partly branding, right? Even if no one shows up anyway, nobody knows. We all get embarrassed sometimes, like, oh my God, what if it's not as successful? But nobody knows. If no one shows up, all they know is that this agent who's branded herself as like the neighborhood agent has got this event together. So I love that. Anything I missed on that little event? I think that's great. Does anyone else want to share something that they've seen in Glasgow that people have done before?
I used to be part of Remax, and Remax used to do what was called 60 Minutes with Remax. They used that for recruitment events, so I'm trying to think of themes to do that with one, to bring vendors into the new market centre, but two, obviously, so I can have conversations with agents. So that's something that we're looking at doing.
I love that. And Ian, we did this class in Bromley, and Ian actually just came this morning in Greece as well. I know they're talking about doing some events that are for the market center. And as you see on that bottom picture, it's like a little kid and their mom. Isn't that sweet? She literally put that picture as her profile picture for years, and my name is behind it, right? And KW and all those things. So if you guys are doing that, you should get a step and repeat that your agents could use to make sure that people are taking pictures, by the way. But I love the idea of doing some events for the market center, although this class is mostly about agents using it to get their business, but we'll just kind of jump in. So what could you do for business events or sponsorship? So you could do a document shredding event or recycling that would be at your market center. That'd be a great way to get out there, right? You could do a client education event where you're actually teaching first-time buyers is one of the most popular things in the US. Everybody, by the way, there's really not that much that first-time buyers get. That's more than anyone else. But agents and lenders across the US are constantly promoting, we have a great first-time buyer program. Well, I've never seen first-time buyers are not going to get a better loan rate than someone who's bought and sold 3 houses and has $6 million in the bank. It's never going to happen. However, there is this whole perception that we have this whole first-time buyer program, and people will flock to it like crazy. So that's something that would be great for you as an agent or even as an office to host these events that are educational for first-time buyers. The other big one is seniors, right? Senior citizens. These guys have so much equity in their home in a lot of cases and are usually on a very fixed income. So they're very intimidated with the idea of downsizing. So when we're talking all the time in these markets about not having enough inventory, this is an excellent way to create more houses for sale, is by educating seniors on what can we do so that we can get out of this big house, pull some of the equity out so we can live a better lifestyle and move on to our next one. So again, that's another fantastic specialty. And kind of anything. We've actually done it before where we've just partnered with a financial planner, trust attorney, estate sale. So again, another great event is just educating them and showing the professional that you are. So I like that one, especially in markets where you haven't had a lot of these big events the way that we do. I think it's a great introduction to that. Does that sound like something that you guys could do, Stephen?
The senior citizen ones are actually a really big aha just popped into my head for that, because I've been speaking to Keller Williams in Spain, and a lot of our older clients, shall we say, are probably looking moving somewhere sunny. So if you actually had an education event, theme that around the idea of retirement to somewhere warmer, seed the idea of downsizing into a smaller property, all of a sudden you've got the big property owner right in front of you. You're talking to them about a smaller property, and you're getting an opportunity to refer them as a buyer abroad.
I love it.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
And also,
sorry, Erin.
Oh no, go for it.
Oh no, I just was saying I love it. I just was giving a thumbs up because you guys can't see me, so I was giving a verbal thumbs up.
I love it. Yeah, no, I think that's such a great idea. And you're right, you're getting potential clients out of it. And why not speak to, I don't know if you guys have here, like here we have some like senior centers where people go for activities that are of that age. Maybe you could even partner with them and ask them if you could, could we come in and offer a free class to those that come here, right? I think sometimes as real estate professionals, we forget how much, I'm going to use the word like power we have and influence we have. And, we may think, oh my gosh, we're just going for clients. They're never going to let us do something. But the truth is, if we go and we offer to teach something for like an hour, maybe bring some tea or some snacks or something, or booze. I don't know. I'm sure seniors like to drink too. That way it's really something of value for them. And I think sometimes we just forget that as agents, but I'm sure they would love it, right?
Agreed.
I love that. And I love the supersize. And actually, so a couple of years ago, before COVID, I was creating the Sandstrom Senior Squad. And that was, I ended up getting a couple of personal organizers. So at different levels, because there are some that are really high-end organizers that help move seniors. And then there are some that are a little less expensive. And these guys oftentimes will give a free hour. So you could do that. A chaplain, someone who needs to have counseling, an estate attorney, someone who sells, I actually had someone who was a big partner who sold funeral plots. It's kind of funny, but it's strange to talk about, but all of this is so important. So if you're talking about seniors, really coming up with this whole, again, your own squad of people that you can refer to that gives the same level of business, and that'll refer business back to you. So that one, I love that one. That one's a great one. And you guys, again, there's so many ideas. These classes are always different because you never know where it's going to go, but it's just such a great way of putting property on the market. And you guys, this is coming from contribution. These guys, someone who's like 70 to 90 years old and is sitting on $1 million of equity, but is having to watch every penny, right? If you can help them to get a better lifestyle and you can help to put them in a house that's less expensive, easier to maintain, and they can have a better lifestyle, you guys, there's nothing more valuable than that. That's what we do, right? That's what we want to do. That's in my opinion. So I love that one. The other things that is just anything in your neighborhood. Obviously, you just had Red Day. So in the future, you could even invite your people to participate in Red Day. I know we had some before where we were doing, it was like an emergency preparedness. So we made sure that all of our clients were being invited to come into our office for some of the Red Day events. And we gave them backpacks. We had CPR training. We had all of those things. So these are also classes, again, that could work for the market center. And then everything else will work perfectly for you growing your business, whether it's, Erin, I know you were going to talk, you're having a canine event coming up, right? With having your clients that come with dogs and getting to meet people at a pub, right? I love it.
Yes, so what we're doing is, again, to me, the point of events is I get to build business by having a party. This is fantastic. I love hosting and, doing things like that. So if I can turn it into lead generation, fantastic. And a couple of girls on the team, but a couple of the girls on the team have dogs. And so we're going to be holding our first, I think we've decided the name is the Canine Social. And it's going to be at a brewery that has, like a spot where you can purchase beer, but also people are allowed to bring their dogs to it. So we're going to have a Canine Social where we will be sponsoring their first drink, right? And then we're going to be able to collect their putting on a Meetup. I'm not sure if you guys have that there, but here Meetup is somewhere that we can post it for whoever wants to come. And they're just going to be the sponsors of it. So we'll get their information. I'm definitely going to offer, drink number 2 for the name of a referral. And then we get to build our database, grow the people that we're meeting, because the stats are that every person knows 5 people have a real estate transaction every year. So like every person knows 5 people that will go through a real estate transaction during the year. So while these events may seem like they're not all, because some are, but they're not completely focused on real estate, it's still a numbers game out there. And it's really just trying to get in front of as many people as possible. And if you get in front of them in a way that makes you happy, then it's like you're not even working.
Love that.
100%. And you guys, I started this business as a struggling single mom, and no one gave me referrals. I needed it so badly, and people cared about me. No one gave me referrals. Now that I'm cool and hosting parties, people give me referrals like crazy, right? It's a way of like putting yourself out there. It's true, right? Is that it's about showing who you are, and everybody wants to invite people to something cool. So it's a really great way to put out there. So I love that. As you see in our pictures, we do a lot of dog events as well, because people love to show off their dogs. They love to show off their kids. We always have professional photographers at every event because it's a great way to add to our social media for later. And it's a great way of tagging people to come up. And we get more into that when we're talking about kind of the structure of the business. But again, I just like putting that into your mind. So anything family friendly, awesome. If that's your clientele, anything in the pub, also family friendly. You really just want to make this event, well, an event, right? You want to make it seem super cool. There's things like contests and giveaways. And Erin talks a lot more about this and how she uses this at her open house, but using a contest or a giveaway to get their information when they're out there. So we want to make sure that we're incorporating some of these. Movie nights or movie days. You can call a movie theater. And by the way, all of these businesses, you guys are struggling. They need things like us. So businesses that may not have been as open to partnering, you're like, oh my God, I'm just a little agent and they're a big business. You guys, everybody needs everyone, right? So now you can go, you can rent out a movie theater in the middle of the day for a kid's movie or something that was like a month old. You provide just a little bit and you can have a really great private event. Fantastic way. Happy hours, fantastic. Client appreciation, you guys, this should be the cornerstone, no question, of your event. So everything that we do, we call client appreciation. Number one, it's a tax write-off. Number two, people love being appreciated. So I just love that. And Erin, will you share on yours? Because I love how you kind of tag you're my top 50, and I love how you supersize that. So will you share kind of what you do for your event on that?
Yeah, so it doesn't matter how many people come, we say that they're the top. The truth is, you know, obviously we're trying to invite people that refer us business. Maybe we want to win their business. You know, these are a lot of the people that we're inviting. But what we'll do for our client appreciation event is the first thing we do is we make a phone call, right? And then we invite them. But we already restaurant, we don't use the whole restaurant, we'll just use part of the restaurant or we will go around the neighborhood and we'll find some smaller local businesses and we'll let them know, because again, as agents, we do have some power. So we'll let them know, hey, my name is Erin Wheelock, this real estate team. I'm inviting my top 50 clients, how many it is, top 50 clients who refer me business to appreciation, and I would love to feature one of your, you know, products. And then I'm able to get gift basket or gift bag items. So everybody get a gift bag when they go. I didn't have to pay for any of it. Now they feel supported, which they are, and hopefully they'll gain some more business, but I also get some great pieces to put into a bag. Honestly, usually we get about like 5 to 6 different to go in the bags. And then the second thing that we do is we call them first and we ask them or read about it, and we'll send them an RSVP. The first, it's like a fill form. The first thing is your name, but the second thing is who are you going to bring that I should know. So from the very beginning, I'm setting to go into real estate or have a real estate need. And then, so I'll throw it off a little bit. And then after, no, you're totally fine. Then after that, we obviously have the event. We have another reminder before the event. We have the event. And while we're there, we have, as I said, part of the restaurant, not the whole restaurant. And the reason for this is because we want to make it seem so awesome and so fun. We want everyone else in the restaurant to see what we're doing. And we want everyone else in the restaurant or rooftop, whatever it is, to want to come be with us. So we'll have balloons. I make sure that the gift bags are like sitting out. I want everyone to see the people that are getting gift bags. You know, it's always open. It's all, and we actually usually, it's kind of fun. We'll get like a signature drink for the night made with some fun name. So you'll see a lot of people with these really cute drinks, balloons, there's gifts, there's raffles, and then people will start to ask like, oh, what's going on there? And we'll have them by, you know, the entrance to our area, if you will. Because we want people in the restaurant or in the bar on the rooftop to be like, wait, what is that? It's like, oh, it's just our client appreciation thing. And, you know, we'll make a joke sometimes like, oh, I mean, if you know anybody that's looking to buy or sell, wink, wink, you know, maybe I can get you in. But that way, again, right, it's about we have to, of course it is back to our clients because we love our clients at the same time. Now we can expand not only to people that they're bringing, but we can also be seen by other people in the venue and hopefully attract even more people to our database, right? Because the whole game at the end of the day is numbers, the data from them, and stay in touch.
Are you guys getting like the power of this, just that alone? Like, do you see how many touches she's used to grow her business and to grow her potential database? Like she's literally asking at the beginning, who are you bringing, right? I want their information right away. So straight to asking for a referral. And you guys, this is so much easier than to ask for a referral, to just kind of say it like that. Everybody wants to come to a party. It sounds super duper fun. And then number two, she's being really purposeful of making sure that she will have strangers out there. So and of course, she's supporting that owner's business. So hopefully they'll refer back to her as well. She's setting the tone of how she runs her business, that everybody's welcome and I want to help support your business. She's welcoming strangers and just getting their information, and they're getting to see how cool she is, right? And everybody wants to be a part of something that's exciting and cool. So she's truly setting herself up as like the cool event. I mean, it's just really amazing, right? And you see that's her party on the rooftop up there in New York, where the blue picture that's all swanky, right? So it looks really, really cool, and everybody wants to be a part of something. So thank you for sharing that, Erin. I love that.
Yeah.
I love it.
I do want to say one thing that we didn't say, but being really purposeful with it, which Patrice has always been, and it's really teaching me. So we were like setting the goal, right? Like, I want to get 10 referrals out of this event, or, you know, my goal is to make X amount of contacts at this event. I think that that's really new. The one thing that you do really, really well that will just, you know, make any event even better, right? When you're purposeful about that goal, because if you don't have that goal of how many contacts or business you're going to get, you know, you might just have an awesome time and make good relationships. But if you're purposeful, you have a much better chance of getting there.
So Erin's giving me way too much credit, because for most of my parties, I just am having fun and I end up chit-chatting, and thankfully people have come. And it's only from Erin that I've learned to be purposeful, and from learning from other agents, right? I learned at Mega Camp how to create a system around this so that we can be more purposeful, because before COVID, it was very easy to just have fun events and get enough business to survive. And one thing that COVID has taught is that everything has to be considered, right? And we have to earn the right to have a party-based business, which means I have to hold this accountable for business. And so I think everyone has, like, this is super fun, you guys. However, it's either got to be a business or you're not really having a party. So how can you truly do that? So thank you for bringing that up. Yes, we do want to be purposeful. And then you guys, again, we talked about, make sure you're having, like, have a photographer there.
Yeah.
Patrice,
And Evelyn,
can I just say,
yeah.
Patrice, can I just
Please.
say, can I just interject at this point to say something?
Yeah, Evelyn.
So I think what, I don't know else is on the call, but really directed to my guys, particularly, who are probably sitting there thinking, well, we just don't do that. We just don't do that in Scotland, and we just don't do that in the UK. We need to get over that mindset. Do it because we haven't done it before. That's not to say we can't do it now and in the future. And that's the thing we have to, in every agent on this call, wherever you're from, we have to get over that mindset, because these things work. That's how people build businesses. And there is absolutely no reason why we can't do this in the UK, because it's a mindset that we've got. People will love it, and people will want to know why we're doing it, and it'll make us different. So we really have to embrace this, because it is going to be the way forward. And if we don't do it, somebody else is going to come in and start doing it. So let's be the first to do this, guys, in the UK, and really get our heads around this and listen to what Patrice and Erin have had success doing.
So we could be the trendsetters then, Ev.
Well, I'll tell you what, everybody else can have FOMO, because that's exactly what's going to happen. We talk about FOMO a lot, and other agents in Glasgow, KW agents are doing.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm putting that on my slide, Evelyn. I'm totally stealing that.
I have to say, Evelyn, I'm so glad that you said that, because it is, like, in York, it was this thing, right? Nobody does that. And it's like, oh, exactly. That's why we have to do it. Because the truth is, I love it when we're doing things and people are like, oh, my agent I never brought me to anything.
Yeah.
I've never seen an agent do that. Or like, we do client gifts, right? And then it's like, oh, my real estate agent gave me this, right? And they're having the FOMO. The client's like, wait, but my person didn't get me anything. So I love it, Evelyn. So yeah,
and
great.
I think just sorry, Patrice, I'm on my wee soapbox, but you know, as it's in the UK, and the analogy I always use is like, think about a field of black and white cows, right? Every estate agent is the same. They're all just black and white cows. So let's be the purple cow in the field, because it's the purple cow that's going to get noticed.
Evelyn, can I interrupt you? I think we want them to be the magical, sparkly unicorn in a field of cows.
Okay, that's taking it to the next level, but there, I'll give you that one. Yeah, but unicorns don't exist. Purple cows might
Yeah,
exist.
but the Americans will like this. You know, the national animal of Scotland is the unicorn.
What?
That is so funny. My daughter just did a report on Scotland, and yes, unicorn.
That's a thing? Oh my Lord.
Hi,
I
Donna.
love it.
Anyway, sorry, Patrice,
Evelyn, you're so right.
I just wanted, because I can feel people listening to this and going, that's not the way we do it.
But if they only see that we are doing it, because I hadn't even started with you, and I was sending you messages how much it costs to rent a cinema screen. So these things are that's
they're going to come.
That's happening. Cocktail events, we'll do it for clients. These things are going to happen. I hope you're throwing the ideas for well.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Stephen.
Magic.
Well, and I want to talk also.
We'll let you guys come back in.
Say it again, Stephen.
We'll let you guys come back in now.
Some less expensive ways to do it. So again, like I mentioned, I have to just ask companies when I'm doing those gift bags, I don't pay for anything. They just give it to you. So for a new agent, do you guys have a sort of co-working where you guys are at in Scotland? Like here we have a company called WeWork, a co-working space. You can rent a desk somewhere. Do you guys have that there?
Yeah, we do. We have, where we are at the moment until we move. And yeah, there's all the co-working things, yeah.
Perfect. So a lot of times in those co-working spaces, they will have like a large room for like where people can have lunch or something like that. So what we've done here, what I always tell new agents to do is make a friend with someone, or if you're in an office, that's great, and throw an event there because that's a free space for you. You can invite all of the businesses that are in the building and you can see how many of them have products they want to give away. And they can be a sponsor. Or like here we have, I've seen that there will be like a lot of distributors for like alcohol. So they'll be the ones that are supplying the booze. There'll be different people that have products. So we'll have them bring their food. So it ends up being a completely free thing for you. But you can partner up and also for awareness and make more contacts that way. So Joe, that's one way that you could do something at a really low cost. Otherwise, yeah, like a happy hour would be great. Photos with Santa, that is fantastic. But yeah, anything that you like, maybe like a golf outing. If you want to start sponsoring something. I know we had one on the UK, Ian Cooper, earlier, and he was saying that they're joining in with a race. So they'll be wearing their shirts, getting some awareness that way, networking with people that way. Anything you like to do, just make it and go walk dogs. Or if you have a dog, walk with other dogs. You can make that an event.
Erin, can I interject something?
Yeah.
Hi, Donna. Good morning. So the other day, somebody posted that I could tell they were a KW agent, even though they didn't say they were with KW. And they were supposed to go get 100 clients in a day. So I assumed they were in a bold class. And you guys, I don't know how much you've opened over there, but when I did my first bold, I went to the airport and passed out 100 cards. And I left and I went to breakfast and I sold a house to somebody who landed at the airport. So I'm still in shock, and it's been 11 years. So you guys, you have way more trains than we do. And as you open up and people start traveling again, you might want to go hang out at the airport or the train.
That's so cool.
I love that.
I love that.
Guys,
I love that.
I've never paid for, well, one time I paid for a park event and I've never done that again. I don't know about you guys, but for us, restaurants are very busy on weekends and they're usually very slow on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, or Monday, Tuesdays or Wednesdays. So find a restaurant that you like. You're bringing people to their event. You're giving them awareness, right? You're going to do social media for them. You're going to be advertising them to your clients. Maybe they'll do a special. You just really want to think outside of the box. The other thing, and it's on the last one, housewarming parties. Have it at a client's house. right? Have it at, I know PH and Mael in south of France, when they were bringing out KW Luxury, they were one of the first agents to have a KW Luxury event. And so they had a client's house that was vacant. That was a great luxury house. They found a local artist that came and put art all over the walls. So they turned it into an art event. They went to a luxury vehicle rental space. They had fancy cars all over the front so that people were coming in. I think they even talked with someone about the plane rental, like a short-term plane rental. But you guys, you want to think outside of the box. What resources do you have? Not only for you, and don't think of it as like they're giving you something. You guys, you're helping their business. You're giving them a platform that everybody needs these days. So don't think that you're taking from them. You're the one who's bringing them business. So it's a it's a true way to come from contribution and again, get that space, right? So there's all kinds of stuff. So parks, homeowners association buildings, whatever it takes, you can definitely think outside of the box. And then while we're on that, I just always want to say, I love this one. I bring it up every time, is an agent talked about an ice cream social, right? You're a brand new agent. And you're like, I can't afford any of that stuff, Patrice. I just got started. I need to make money, not give money. Okay, so this agent went up to a local ice cream store and said, I'm going to buy ice cream for everybody that comes in with my business card. They sent out all of the email, they put it on social media, and he stood out in front of an ice cream store. And by the way, it could be any type of business. And he gave out his business card and had conversations with strangers, with referrals, with his friends of giving that business card. That might only cost you 20 ice cream scoops, right? And maybe it only costs you 3. But even if only 3 people come, you look like you hosted a giant event. And so you put yourself on a platform as being a successful come from contribution agent, right? It doesn't matter. Only one person has to come. Who cares if no one comes, right? It's just another reason to touch people and have those that kind of communication, right?
It's another cost-effective. It just came to me. It's strange because I told my mum how to set this up. I had my mum, so she was looking for a business to start, lives in Spain, and I said, go and buy 4 good quality bottles of gin and set up a gin table. You only need 4 or 5 of them, and then you have, and she was charging, again, something relatively easy, perfect serve, couple of serving glasses, etc. You could probably do it for about 200 quid max, and all of a sudden you'd have a whole lot more interest, and you could put that out socially, and it'd be fun to do.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'll come.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm paying up with a lot of hangovers. I'm gonna have a lot of hangovers in the next few months, aren't I?
Well, and Stephen, it's about holding it accountable for business, right? So it could be $200 of just money for a party. But if you know you're going to make those phone calls, talk to those clients and build your database, if you put 10 people in your database from that event, isn't that worth it, right? You just spent $20 20 quid, whatever, a person. That is worth it if you're going to build business from them. Because we know based on the MREA that if you're in conversation, right, with 50 strangers or 12 people that know you and trust you, you're going to get 2 pieces of business out of it. So what we're doing is, if you believe in this system which by the way is proven, this isn't like a fantasy system. This isn't a unicorn. This is a true system that has worked all over the world. You just have to hold it accountable for business. And again, that's what it's all about. So you guys, we've given some great ideas, and I'm sure hopefully you're thinking of some on your own. But basically, before you start, you just need to make sure that we're doing this as a business. I love parties. I love parties. But how are we doing this as business? So number one, you have to decide what are you going to do, and make sure that it wraps around who you are and what you're trying to convey to your clients, right? Your brand. You want to know who's your target audience? Because again, we want to make sure it's fun for everybody that's there. Don't invite people with children to the pub event if they can't go there, or don't invite, young singles to an event like a petting zoo. That's not going to be fun. So making sure that you're figuring that out. And again, what is your goal of the event? Do you want to build your database? Do you want to get referrals? Or are you just trying to get your brand out there? We talked about if you're just trying to if you want to own a neighborhood, maybe just getting your name out there is enough, right? Maybe just being in conversation with people and being face-to-face and having them know who you are is enough. So you just want to have that, like who, what, how, what do I want to do? And then another great idea to supersize it, you guys, is to find a charity or a cause to support. Erin's doing her canine event, right? What if she says, bring in a dog treat or a dog food, and we're going to donate that to a local ASPCA, right? Someone will be happy that you're giving them an opportunity to do something nice because everybody wants to feel good about themselves, right? It's a great way.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, she just looks that much cooler. On my pictures, we've done door knocking, and we just bring out a bag that says we're having a food drive, and we're going to donate canned goods to the food bank. And I'll be back next week to pick these up. That's 2 reasons to have connection with people. And they see me as a really cool, nice person. And that's a big one actually in the US, but it's a great way, again, to supersize your events and to show who you are. Are you guys still there? I feel like I'm frozen. No?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Just
Here's the other thing, you
We're all
guys.
here.
Good. If you're going to be doing this, this is a business, and you need to make sure that you're ready to represent as a business. This isn't like willy-nilly throw a party, right? This is your opportunity to show who you really are. So you really want to make sure that you're considering everything. Have a budget. Again, you can find ways to be thrifty. More importantly, who's responsible for what? When you have people show up, and I don't like more than 50 because I like to talk to everybody and it makes me uncomfortable when I have too many. But I make sure that I'm there early. I have people that are there to help me so that when my people come, they're not just standing around with their arms crossed. There's definitely a responsibility that goes with this. And you want to make sure that you're prepared to have a successful event, that everyone has a great time. Next, you want measurable goals. So you want to have, we talk about SMART goals, right? So you want to make sure that you know what to expect, because how do you know if you're successful otherwise? And then you should have a marketing plan, which will kind of be our touches. And then Erin spoke about it a little bit. For partners or sponsors, you can get people to give you stuff because everyone loves giveaway. But I don't like dealing with the food. I found over my events, the hardest part is carrying all that food to the park, because we all go to the park a lot. It's a pain in the neck to have to move all these things from the car. So now I just get a lender to sponsor for the food. I'm hosting an event. It's my event. But you can come if you bring food and talk to any of my clients and get to be in relationship with them, right? So I've offloaded the hard work because I just don't want to deal with it. So make sure that you're thinking all of these things through and creating a system around it. Does anyone have questions on that?
Love it.
And then lastly, you guys,
we want to give them a call so they're making that first connection. We want to follow up with an RSVP. After that RSVP, we want to make sure that we are getting in touch with them again as a reminder. I was told that 8 touches before the end is the best results if you have 8 touches. And it doesn't have to be phone calls. It can be a mix of phone calls, emails, maybe a text blast, something like social media, right? That's a great way if you're inviting the masses versus, your top whatever people. Evite, just like she said, text reminders, private messages, all of that's really important. And then afterwards, make sure that after, and I love that we added one. Social media posts. So being a photographer is fantastic, but if we can, right, we want to level this up. You've just put your time and effort and potentially money into an amazing you'll have like what are you doing? Ask questions, and they're the right, and they're going to see that they're trying to the realtors then. This is a exposure to people who are like people that you like to be in business with. So it's just another way to connect that. I also love to also do a call afterwards if someone didn't come. I really missed you at this event. You can come to this. That's great. Hand notes as well. But you just remember that it's everything for and then adding afterwards, right? Sure. I love that. Oh, and thank you. If they did come, thanks for coming. Thanks for the introduction, so-and-so. And who else do you know, right? We have to make sure that we're doing a full touch plan before and after.
I love that.